In a quiet land of stories and wisdom, every journey reveals a deeper truth. Welcome to Land of Ice and Pine. In a quiet valley surrounded by green hills, where morning mist gently touches the trees, a small wooden house stood beside a narrow path. Inside that house lived a boy named Mathew. Mathew woke up earlier than usual that morning. Today was his birthday. But birthdays in Mathew's home were not filled with cakes, balloons, or big presents. His parents were farmers. Every day they worked from sunrise to sunset, just to earn enough food for the family. Yet Mathew never complained, because in his heart, he understood something many adults forget. Love is the greatest gift. Mathew quietly sat up from his small bed. Through the thin wall, he could hear his mother cooking. Mother gently called from the kitchen. "Mathew, are you awake?" Mathew walked into the small kitchen. The smell of freshly steamed rice cakes filled the room. His mother smiled warmly. "Happy birthday, my son." She placed a small bag on the table. "These are rice cakes. Share them with your teacher and friends." At that moment, his father walked in, holding a tiny, wrapped gift. "Happy birthday, Mathew." He handed the small package to his son. "I promise, next year I will bring you a bigger toy." Mathew smiled softly. He had heard that promise every year, but he also knew the truth. His father wished he could give more. Mathew opened the small package. Inside was a simple wooden spinning top. His eyes brightened. "Thank you, Father. This is perfect. I love it." His father gently placed a hand on his shoulder, and for a moment, the small kitchen felt warmer than any palace. Mathew ate a few crumbs of bread from the night before. He placed the rice cakes carefully into his bag. Then he stepped outside. The morning sun was rising over the fields. The road to school passed through forests, streams, and open meadows. As Mathew walked, he noticed a group of small birds near the path. He stopped and smiled. "Well, good morning, friends." He broke a piece of bread and scattered the crumbs. The birds hopped happily around him. A little further along, he saw two rabbits hiding near a bush. Mathew laughed softly. "Are you hungry too?" He shared another small piece. Near the river, he dropped crumbs into the water. Fish swam quickly to the surface. Even a shy porcupine slowly approached from the forest. And high above, monkeys watched curiously from the trees. Mathew waved at them. "Today is my birthday," he told them happily. "So everyone should eat." Even though he had little, Mathew shared everything. And somehow, the path felt filled with friends. As Mathew walked closer to the school, he heard someone calling. "Mathew!" It was Tina. She ran toward him holding a bundle of colorful wildflowers. "Happy birthday!" she said. "You remembered?" Mathew asked happily. "Of course. The flowers along the path were blooming today, so I thought they were celebrating you." Mathew laughed. "Thank you, Tina." Suddenly, Ryan jumped out from a side path. "Surprise!" He held a handful of fruits. "Happy birthday, Mathew!" Mathew looked at his friends with surprise. "You didn't have to bring anything?" Ryan grinned. "Well, today is special." Together, the three friends walked toward the small village school. As Mathew approached the classroom, he stopped in amazement. Small, colorful balloons were hanging from the door. On the blackboard, someone had written, "Happy birthday, Mathew." Mathew's heart began to beat faster. "Who did this?" he whispered. Just then the classroom door opened. Teacher Anna walked in, carrying a small, wrapped gift. Good morning, everyone. The class stood up together. Happy birthday, Mathew! The room filled with cheers. Mathew felt his eyes begin to water. He never expected this. Teacher Anna smiled. Mathew, you are one of the kindest students in this school. She handed him the small gift. And today, we celebrate you.
One by one, his classmates came forward. Lila stepped up first.
Mathew, I know you love reading. She handed him 2 storybooks. Kim walked forward next. I brought pencils and erasers. Josh placed a sturdy school bag on the desk, so your books won't get wet when it rains. Mathew couldn't speak. He looked around the room. Everyone had brought something. Even the smallest gift meant so much. His heart felt full. But one student was still sitting quietly. Peach slowly stood up. She walked forward shyly. Mathew, I'm sorry. I don't have money to buy a gift. The classroom became silent. Then Peach opened her backpack. But I brought someone special. From inside the bag, she gently lifted a tiny kitten. This is Tara. The little white kitten blinked sleepily. I thought maybe you would love her. The entire class gasped. Mathew's face lit up. She's beautiful. He gently held the tiny kitten. And for the first time that day, he couldn't hold back his tears.
Teacher Anna stepped forward. She looked around the classroom.
Children, today we learned something important.
She pointed to Mathew.
This morning, before school,
Mathew shared his food with birds, rabbits, fish, and even monkeys. The class looked surprised. Teacher Anna smiled.
sharing is caring.
When we share food, knowledge, kindness, and love,
We are not losing anything.
in fact,
We are caring for the entire world.
she looked gently at the students.
And when we care for the world,
The universe finds a way to care for us. School ended that afternoon. Mathew walked home slowly. The kitten, Tara, slept peacefully in his arms. His bag was filled with books and gifts, but more than anything, his heart was filled with gratitude. As he walked the same forest path, the birds returned. The rabbits hopped beside him. Even the monkeys chattered from the trees. Mathew smiled. Today was the best birthday. Not because of gifts, not because of a party, but because he learned something powerful. When we share the little we have, we discover we were never poor at all. Because kindness is the greatest wealth in the world. And sometimes, the smallest heart can teach the biggest lesson. If this story spoke to you, consider subscribing for more cinematic tales and timeless wisdom. Until the next story, stay curious and stay kind.